Whether we like to hear the reality of this episode or not, it doesn't change the fact that what we got today could easily be classified as filler. Though, this episode being a filler episode isn't a bad thing per se, but nobody should pretend that this episode did anything substantial that could be carried over in future episodes, where actual story arcs happen. It's as episodic as it can get, and because of that, we ought to treat it as such. And what exactly did we get today? Well, love definitely can bloom from the most unexpected of origins, such as these two who started off with a misunderstanding, where both of them actually had reasonable justifications for acting the way that they did. Eventually, they apologized to each other after an undefined period of time skipping, and actually looking like a couple by the end of the episode is quite the neatly tied love story. On the other side of the table, Yukari's not so preferred marriage, which got cancelled by the way, is practically the inverse, where vagueness is once again king of the hill, and the idea of marriage only floated around this episode because of Yukari's justified worrying about her grandma's health and supposedly final wish, which is to see Yukari get married. Both of the stories definitely had value in terms of moral lessons, but if such value is something you consider as nothing new, then I wouldn't be surprised if this episode didn't do much for you, because honestly, I felt the same. And one more thing, I would like to apologize because as abrupt as Calvin's episode was last week, at least his development makes it possible to advance the story where he starts to get more involved with Ryu. Unlike Yukari's time in the spotlight here, where she just ended up roughly the same as she was prior to her problem. Only difference being that she now knows that merely pleasing her grandma isn't the way to go in regards to her worries. So yeah, that's a wrap. Until the next episode then, lads.